Quick recap for my new subscribers. One day, while flipping through my old Chewing books, I came across this easy conversion idea. It really sparked something, and here we are. This is my Italy Opel Maultier build I'm currently working on. If you want to catch up on the earlier progress, just check out the playlist I put together for this model. All the previous videos are there. The book uses the Tamiya Flak 38, but since that one's out of production and a bit pricey these days, I went with the 20mm Flak 38 instead. It was a little easier on the wallet and it looked like it would fit just as well. One big selling point on the cheaper gun was that I could pair it with some Edward photo-etch, which definitely helps add detail without breaking the bank. As always, using photo-etch means you've got to build the kit a bit differently. And yeah, it can get complicated, but only if you let it. So, at this stage, we need to add a few parts before jumping into the kit instructions. That means going back and forth between the photo etch guide and the kit manual to make sure everything's positioned correctly. Here's a look at the first few modifications I've made, and for some reason I didn't fill in the holes where the original kit part would have gone, but that's okay, they won't be visible in the end anyway. But it's kind of annoying me because I know they're there. I'll just have to live with it. I always appreciate your comments, and the one that stood out was about how I cut my photo etch. Not so much the hobby knife, but the surface I was cutting on. If you're watching, this was filmed before that comment, but I've taken the advice and I'm already adjusting the way I do it. Thanks for the helpful tip and keep them coming. Filming photo etch work is tough. Most of it feels like it belongs under a microscope. Here I'm using a few different methods to make my bends. A hobby knife works well for the simple stuff, and I'll use a pair of tweezers too, but if I need a really precise bend, that's when I break out the mighty photo etch bender tool. I discovered a little trick, or hack if you want to call it. I'm using some blue tack to hold my part in place, which helps me get an accurate placement without it slipping around. Definitely makes working with tiny parts a bit easier. Me. Oh, sorry, voiceovers are tough. Anyway, make sure you study and pre-fit the parts beforehand, because making a mistake here can really ruin your day and your model. Still haven't seen your comment pop up yet, but I just wanted to say one thing I do like about using a soft surface is that it lets me cut the parts away pretty cleanly. That said, you're absolutely right when it comes to more delicate parts. The advice is solid and I appreciate it. Not wanting to risk ruining the model, I'm taking my time with these steps, especially when it comes to cutting away kit details. I've carefully made the bends for this part, and now I'm ready to do a little damage to the kit. And hopefully I won't do any damage to my fingers here. I know you shouldn't cut this way, but I'm being very careful. Sometimes when the part is this small, there's just no other way to do it. So we're moving along pretty smoothly. It's almost like I'm a photo etch expert now. Well, that's far from the truth. I'm just taking my time and being careful. Honestly, I used to avoid PE altogether, not because I didn't want to use it, but because I was afraid I couldn't do it. In fact, this Opel Maultier is the first kit where I actually used photo etch. Like really used it, not just the easy bits. Sure, I've dabbled with PE before, but let's be honest, it was always a disaster. Bent parts, flying tweezers, glue everywhere, you name it. This time though, I committed. Before, you would have to commit me to the loony bin with padded walls for failing so many times. Having the right tools like this PE bender makes a world of difference. Taking your time, staying patient, and even learning a few little hacks, like using blue tack to hold those tiny parts in place, really helps you get the perfect contact. And pairing it with a great CA glue like VMS Black, it's all been a game changer. Have all these things been the reason why I seem to be conquering PE? Honestly, I don't know, but you know what? I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to roll with it and enjoy the progress. Okay, I might be getting the hang of PE, but this kit includes barrels that need to be shaped. Like the ones you see here, and yeah, I'm not doing it. I gave it a try, and let's just say some failures are best left unseen. She's coming along really nicely, and as you can see, I've already got a good portion of the kit assembled. For the barrels, I drilled out the ends by first using a hobby knife to mark a precise center point, and then followed up with a drill bit to finish the job. I've built this kit many times, many moons ago. In fact, there's an oldie but goodie I've been itching to tackle again, the Tamiya 8-ton half-track. It even had some decent figures for its time, and best of all, it's still available at a wallet-friendly price. That said, it'll have to stay on the back burner for now. I'm focusing on finishing the kits I've already started and streamlining my videos so I'm not jumping around too much. But don't worry, I'll definitely pick it up and add it to the stash. I've been putting in some extra hours lately to get a few videos in the can. Gotta stay ahead. I've got vacation coming up to New Jersey, and along the way I'm planning a stop at the Proving Grounds in Aberdeen, Maryland. Should be an awesome detour. At the time of this recording, I'm currently at 912 subscribers, so fingers crossed this video goes up at my 1,000 subscriber special. Thanks to all of you for the support. Let's hit that milestone together. It probably doesn't help that I just added a new Monday upload series called Chewing the Sprue. Keep an eye out for those videos. Volume 1 is already up and you can check it out by clicking the link above. It's my way of reaching out and building more of a community around this channel. Just good old modeling talk with some laughs and shared experiences. Alright, back to the build, but what you just heard in the last few minutes gives you a taste of what my new upload series, Chewing the Sprue, is all about. Now, most of the PE parts are on, just a few left to add. From here on out, it's mostly the kit parts and any final adjustments to blend everything together. Just doing a quick check here to make sure everything's in place and it looks like we're all set. Time to move on to the next step. That laughing you heard? Yep, that's the Hawk. Not only do I battle with the ice machine during these voiceovers, but now my wife is in the background laughing at videos. It's a real battlefield in here. This kit has tiny little pedals meant to move the gun, and I tell you, they were a giant pain to deal with. But after some persistence, I finally got them in place. One thing you have to watch out for with small PE parts: if you bend them too much, they'll snap. It's a common pitfall, so take your time and be gentle. Giving the model a final once-over to make sure everything is still on track, because up next is a major part of this build. It's got some critical bends I need to tackle with the PE tool, and I have to get them just right. If not, the front shield is going to be a complete disaster. Using this tool is a must for certain PE bends, and combining it with tweezers or even your fingers can really help pull everything together. At least with Edward, the instructions can sometimes be hard to follow. With this part, it hasn't been entirely clear how it's supposed to attach to the front shields. These parts, however, are much clearer on where they go. The bends are coming along nicely, and I'm now piecing everything together. Most of it, unfortunately, was off camera, to be honest, because filming the frustration of getting them glued on was just way too much. Now for the fun bit. It's time to attach the gun to the Maultier. I even special ordered some plastic I-beams just for the occasion. Of course, the part is too big. It would have fit perfectly on the other kit, but hey, we can make it work. My method for things like this, honestly, I just wing it. I hack off parts until it starts to look right in the end. It'll look good, maybe not 100% accurate, okay, in this case maybe 0, but hey, chances are the viewer won't even notice. Well, you'll notice because I showed you. Here are those I-beams the article mentioned for attaching the carriage to the Maultier. They're still going to come in handy for just that. I'm kind of winging it when it comes to the length, but the article called for a 2-inch and 1-inch piece, so I'll start with that and make any adjustments as needed. Okay, winging complete, and here's the end result. It should hold up just fine once it's added. Now I just need to add a few details like bolts. I'm drilling out some holes and using styrene rod to simulate them. Granite line bolts would have been perfect here, but alas, none in the stash at the moment. Bolts are added, and honestly, I think it all came out great. Here's a look with the gun in place. Now, I originally wanted the side rails up, but they just made everything look too cramped. So I decided to have them down like you see here. Realistically, they'd probably be removing them during a firing position anyway, but this setup solves the problem and still looks good in the end. Next up, I need to get this into the paint booth, which is really just a table at the moment. and that part will be featured in my Chewing the Sprue series. I'll be using a special primer from VMS that will help prime all the metal bits on this kit. This oldie was a really fun kit to build, and the PE wasn't as intimidating as I first thought. I had a great time putting it together, and now I'm excited to share all the hard work with you. Once I get the paint on a yellow-green camo pattern, it should look awesome. So far my Neo airbrush setup has been a bit problematic, but I'm making it work for me. Not sure if I'll add figures this time, but it's definitely something I can do down the road. For my next Italeri build, I'm planning a post-apocalyptic modern-themed RSO tractor. That was a tongue twister. But before that, it's going to chill in the stash until I get my video streamlined. So stay tuned and be sure to subscribe. You won't want to miss the fun ahead. Okay, I hope you've all enjoyed this series and the new Chewing the Sprue playlist. A huge thank you for all your support, subscribing, watching, and being part of the journey. I will see you in the next video.